Right, hey everyone. So today I showed you a way, which I don't know why I'm saying this for, because obviously what I'm going to talk about is only like 1 year old. Basically I made a video in relation to a game called I Am Alive. Now if you do recall, I did say that it was something I'll be making soon in the Unreal Engine. Now, of course, the only problems I'm going to have, because like for one example, that I'm not a modeler, I'm not an animation person. Basically I'll be like using assets from the marketplace. So the reason why I'm that using on now, because I mean sure there's loads of indie game developers who use assets from the marketplace for their game, and then on to being called out saying you're an absolute fucking asset flip. But then, I mean, on the other hand, there is like legitimately people out there, indie devs, who use these as like templates and made it clear that these assets are going to be completely changed. Bear in mind, some of these games are just demos, or some of these games are just early accesses, and also these will contain assets from the marketplace onto to have the financial state of income to hire somebody to physically do it, people. But then when you got YouTubers such as well, I'm not going to say the name because because of data protection, but yeah, I'm going to mention just big YouTubers who've got loads of subscribers who talk about people, especially game developers, who use assets from the marketplace, such as the Unreal Engine marketplace or the Unity style marketplace, and basically all they do is just like plonk it there and plonk it there, etc., etc. So technically, yeah, I mean, I have no experience people in actually modeling stuff, but then on the other hand, when people buy stuff off the Unreal Engine's marketplace, especially, it saves their time and it saves them a heck of a lot of money. But of course, I understand if they're going to be pure fucking laziness and just throw it in there, so yeah, I've done this and done that. Because considering that people are going to find eventually these levels, will basically pre-build demo levels showcasing the asset, where these assets were meant to allow you to have the creativity of design your own game by using third-party assets. It's like me with a game for me that I'm going to make, which is similar to the game to I Am Alive. Of course, it is going to use assets because, like I said, I'm not a designer in 3D modeling or animation for that matter. Even though I'm more of an amateur in any way such as game development people. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I can't really do much. And if I was to think to myself, well, should I sell this game on Steam? To be honest, people, it sounds like it's probably no, because, with so many asset flips going around, people don't trust people, and obviously, with mine, I'm thinking about focus on more of the story, more based on true events, basically teaching people what it's like to be in an earthquake situation by using references online. Sorry about that, my phone keeps on cutting off there. And obviously Amaline was more of a, how can I put it? It was more of a graphic kind of game, such as you had dead bodies, you had skulls, you had hanging bodies, you had gangs who were targeting the vulnerable people, looting their dead bodies, etc. where mine was to do something like that, but then it was more to tell a story what's really like to be, during an earthquake. I mean, to the point where you could say, well, the world is about to come to an end. It's the post-apocalyptic. We could say goodbye to this fucking shit like planet. And I don't know precisely how long it's going to take me to make it. I don't know when I'm going to start doing it. Maybe we can be asked, maybe we'll have the money. I do not know. But obviously I'm thinking about using I'm Alive's gameplay as more of a sorry about the buzzing. I've got a fly in my flat top of that. But anyway, as I was saying, so basically I'm Alive really focus on intense moments, and obviously I don't know how many levels I should be making for it, because obviously I don't know how Life actually worked. I don't know if it was meant to be more an open world or it's more of a mission based types. But I do know, based on the videos that I was seeing, it does focus on a bit of both, like a 50-50 scale. So but I don't know what I'm going to actually name this game. Obviously, what I do know is that I am going to need voice actors. So it'll mean have to go on sites that I don't really like using people. Such as an example like Fiverr, which was one of them. I'm also going to need some music and some sound effects. Especially when it comes to games like this. And then also going to have to filter up the actual colour scheme, because it's not haze and daisy and black colour, no, it's all about mist and gritty and dirty, it's all about the variety, it's about what's actually like to be confined, Obviously I'm not going to tell you the whole idea about this game, but you got a brief idea. Obviously, if you've got any suggestions for it, people, you're more welcome to let me know. But I can't guarantee you anything that I'm going to implement such things, because, like I said, I'm just an amateur game developer. I'm not an expert. I've really made my first proper game. I'm actually sold on Steam. If anything, every game I've made was a small, a failed attempt. First, I think the idea, I brainstorm the idea, think, and then I start developing it, and all of a sudden, it's a shit show. It's a no-go situation. So, obviously, if people have got any questions about this game, by all means, to let me know. Other than that, that's about it for today's video, everyone.